Good morning, everybody. Good Monday morning to you. Dave in Kentucky, here with some coffee, Bolivian, I believe, is what I roasted. And we're going to get a shave in with a new razor. So it's not a vintage, this is a new one from a newer maker. I used their double edge, and they had come out now with a single edge razor. So just running through the software, we have the omnibus of Barrister and Mann, Nordost, which is a smoked orange scent. Already have it loaded up on my Sorrentino orange crush brush. So we're all set to go with that. Really nice hybrid burl wood with a synthetic boar, I guess. We're going to top things off with Ethos blood orange, and then some Amouage Sunshine Man. So the razor is the La Faulx. It's made in France by Atelier Durdan, which Atelier in French, and I'm probably butchering that, but anyway, I googled it, is a workshop or studio. Durdan is a surname, so it's a studio where an artist would work, and certainly he is an artist. So this is a single edge. It takes Artist Club blades. I've had a couple shaves with it. It's going to get one more in with it, and then clean it up and send it on to the next reviewer, because I'm just the second one to use it in the US pass around, and I know others are waiting for it. So just figure 3 quick shaves. Found it to be mild so far, and so yesterday I put a Feather Super in it, which is a little wider, and to try to get a little more exposure. Still a nice, comfortable shave, but we'll get into that. Let's go ahead and wet my face, and we'll start lathering. I was up a little later than usual yesterday evening. Later than I usually am up. Maybe not for others. I'm sure everybody here, many were watching the Super Bowl. I'm originally from Levittown, so Philadelphia area, and I'm going to blame the fact that I couldn't sleep real good to the loss that the Eagles had, but it was a good game, and congratulations to the Kansas City Chiefs and any fans of them. Every time I use this soap, I'm amazed at the base and the scent. This Nordost is a good one for me. I have the Leviathan in the omnibus, and I don't think that I don't know that I get as good a lather from it, but I'm going to have to revisit it. So there's over on VFS, there are 2 threads. One is a very small pass around of the prototype of this, and then there's the pass around of this just started, and they're for sale. So kind of odd that the prototype is being used and they already have it for sale. So I guess they've already had enough feedback from the prototype to go ahead, and they make these as you order. They're not inexpensive. I think they're almost like, they're not one-offs because they're a set design, but they're kind of made to order. They can be had in stainless steel, and you can get bead blasted, or more of a satin finish, I guess, or polished. You'll have to look on the website for that. I'll have a link to the website in my description. Anyway, it's available in stainless steel, titanium, copper, brass, so your choice of materials. The name, La Faulx, the best I can tell, it means scythe. So I think it's, a scythe like farmers would use. And it could be used as a weapon, was in years ago. So I'm pretty certain that's the definition of what they were naming it. The idea of it scything through the whiskers. The posts that hold the blade are on the top cap, so hold the top cap upside down, set the blade on it, base plate, and snug it right up, no problem at all. I know some have a preference whether the posts are on the base plate or on the top cap. It doesn't really matter to me as long as it's not fiddly, easy to put it on and put it together, and for that matter, this one is. No problem whatsoever. This omnibus could use just a little more water, judging by how it's rinsing off of the razor, and that will be corrected subsequent passes. It's a thirsty soap. Let's look at coffee here. It's about 5:30 on Monday, getting ready for a long day. Work, some things to take care of for my mom. And then a little more work before I head back home. So, you see the shape of the razor there. The head has a very long base plate that comes out. Some have said it'd be nice to have some of that taken off. I imagine he's left that longer and wider to prevent this from being dented and losing its shape, as you see some when they don't have enough material there. So I'm assuming that's the case. So it gives a very interesting shape to it. It doesn't get in the way per se. I do have trouble below my nose, but you get that on other passes against the grain or across the grain. So let's go ahead. It's a very comfortable shave. Trying to think of razors I'd compare it to. And there's none really that I would. I feel like I get a little drag from it. It's not the material. I think it's the angle and the shape. So I have to pay attention to the maintaining that angle. It is very comfortable, as was stated. Comparing it to some, trying to think of the, the Hawk, the Vector, and so forth. Obviously, it's a larger head. It's not as nimble or small as the Vector. And the Vector is the first, in my mind, the first single edge most people are going to think of. Some may consider the General from Colonial, but that's not made anymore. So not as nimble as the Vector. I would say smoother, more comfortable than the Vector. But that's a trade-off. I don't think it's as efficient as the Vector or as nimble. So it's a matter of what you're looking for in a single edge razor in that situation. I never had any trouble with the Blackland Vector. I had it in stainless steel multiple times, and it didn't stay in the den because well, I'm a frugal individual, and I had other razors that, while not as good as the Vector in some areas, such as the design, its nimbleness, I had others that gave me similar shaves. Or similar enough that I was willing to let it go. That comes to mind are the Hawk, which I have. The Hawk can get me close to similar shaves. And looking at it, the Hawk has a similar head shape at the front, not quite as long. The tail on that base plate, but also the Nano from Occam's razor, very good shaves with that. So I have others that I can use artist clubs, and of course then I've got my vintage ones such as the Durham Duplex. So that's where we're at with that. But if you have the discretionary funds and you're interested in a razor that will run just north of $200 for the head alone, and I'm guessing around $400 for a complete razor, and I believe that would be in stainless. That could be titanium, so don't quote me on those prices. Go to the website again down in the description and have a look. If you're wanting a piece of art, you're needing a daily shaver, you need something a little milder in the AC single edge area, this is one I would encourage you to take a look at. Thankfully, I'm in my restraint I'm practicing for 2023 so far. And still no purchases. Had some temptations come up. Some vintage razors that popped up on eBay and let them go. Talbot Shaving and Mayo Grooming. Or at least retiring their products for now. Could they come back? Yep, absolutely. But right now they're taking a pre-order and doing their collaboration on the Frankenline, which I would have loved to have gotten, but again, I'm holding strong so far. Alright, there you go, our 3 to 4 passes, doing both ways across the grain. Get a little witch hazel. And let's clean the brush out. And then we'll take a look at the razor. So what are your favorite single edge to take an Artist Club blade? What are your preferences? You get a towel strap on the brush. Clean that up and set it right there. And let's take the razor apart here. I want to rinse all the soap off of it and then dip it in a little alcohol and disinfect it for the next user. I'm looking for a towel that doesn't exist. Here we go, here's one I can use. Get things dried off here and then we'll let you take a look at individual pieces. You may want to see the head closer. This one that I'm trying, if I've not mentioned it, I mentioned it comes in different materials. This one is their polished titanium. So, yeah. It has on the bottom of it their trademark on the one side, and then La Faulx titanium on the other. Fabrique in France, made in France there, and you see the two pinholes that the cap goes into. And there's the cap, the holes in the top. Beautiful polishing job. I think anyone that got it would be very happy with it. And these are hand done. I think there's a video. If you go to the VFS site, you'll see that. Anyway, so we'll dip that in some alcohol. Where are we at time-wise? 20 minutes. Yeah, we're going to have to wrap this up, Dave. It's a little longer than I normally have. It's not Kevy shaves long, but a little longer than I normally have. But when you're highlighting a razor, so got the Ethos Blood Orange. What a nice scent. Goes good with that Barrister Mann and Amouage. Doesn't take much of that stuff. It's a beast, but a good one. Anyway, so there you have it. The Faulx, or Scythe, from Atelier Durdan. Thank you, sir, for sharing the razor with the pass around over at DFS. I know there's another one going over overseas as well. So if you have a chance, I hope you can try it out. If it's something you're looking for a mild but effective razor, and you're not satisfied with others on the market, here's another option for you. Anyway, Dave in Kentucky, be kind, be safe out there, and we'll see you on the forum.